I'm Zephyr Penoyre, and I work mostly on the life and evolution and motion of galaxies. And when you study galaxies, these systems of billions of interacting, moving particles, you quickly come across a subject that I think is one of the most commonly independently discovered and poorly understood things in physics, and that's chaos. Chaos is in basically every system, and you don't often have to look very far to find it under the surface. And it's not something that we teach or even talk about very much, but it completely changes how we should go about understanding physics, because it turns classical systems that don't have any quantum weirdness, aren't on some extreme scale, into things that cannot be predicted and cannot be known exactly. And so for Cambridge Creatives, I wanted to explore that and see if we could find ways to show and talk about chaos that were easier to grasp, that were easier for people to make sense of. And that's why we fell back on the double pendulum, which I think is one of the most beautiful examples of chaos. It is two spans with two masses freely moving, swinging as a pendulum. And the fascinating thing about this as a chaotic system is that it is deterministic. If you know the initial state perfectly, you can predict it for all time. But if you have any uncertainty, if you just are unsure of the initial position by 1%, that uncertainty will grow and grow until you have absolutely no predictive power of where and what state the system will be in. And this is not some weird quirk of double pendulums. This is true of any system that exists in more than 2 dimensions. And so, partly based on some of Amy's wonderful character work, I just wanted to explore this lovely way in which a chaotic system has, rather than kind of one story going through time, the way that we would like to have seen classical physics of the 19th and 20th century, it has innumerable possible stories, and you can't really know which one it's on, but each one of those stories has some interesting series of little interactions as these two bobs on their slightly different paths start to come apart from each other and go off and eventually end up in their completely different states. And that's the gift we made, and I hope you enjoy it.